Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to do an update on my Hobonichi Weeks Mega. This is my main planner and my bullet journal along with my archive for 2022. If you saw my last video, I rambled on for about 15 minutes on why I felt this planner wasn't working for me and why I thought I was going to be moving into a traveler's notebook. And I'm still playing with the traveler's notebook on the side, but what I've come to realize is not laying flat is a bigger deal to me currently than I thought it was going to be. So I have kind of just accepted that this is working a little bit better for me. There's also some really good feedback on my last video, so thank you if you left me a comment with some recommendations. I've modified how I'm doing my work planning just ever so slightly. It's a small tweak, but it was enough to be like, okay, I think I can make this work. So let me open this up so you can kind of see the changes that I've made. First of all, this is a Janet Leather Brown Vanderspec custom cover. I got this one secondhand. It is one of the 3 covers that I currently own for the Hobonichi Weeks, and it is my absolute favorite. I don't know like all the specific customizations off the top of my head other than this is the Nomad style pocket configurations and it has a chunky strap. There's no back pocket on it, which I've learned is definitely my preference. And this is the cover that I've had pretty much on my planner all year. My pockets are primarily deco at the top here. I've got some photos, a bookmark a friend gave me. I've got Vax cards. This is from a Midori notebook. I just liked it, so I popped it in there. Credit card ID photo in front of it just to hide my ID. And then in here I keep a supplement notebook. This is my work planner currently. And if you've seen any of my old videos, this is not a new concept for me. I use these for work for the first half of 2021. I draw on a vertical spread and I just kind of do bullet journal daily log style in each of the columns. Where I found a little bit like restricted with this, I've come to realize is that I was setting up these weeklies throughout the entire notebook. So if I needed to take extra notes, I was like cramming them in the bottom here. And now I'm just gonna plan on setting these up week by week. So if I need notes to follow, I have a little bit more flexibility. And it is currently the weekend, so I tuck this into the slip pocket on the weekend, but usually it is tucked into the back pocket. I do have another supplement notebook. This one's from the Mother series from this year, and this is my prayer journal. Off and on, I just basically will write down the date, the verse, and a quick written prayer, and usually this is in that pocket because I only touch this in the morning, but in the weekends I like to flip them off so I don't, or flip them around so I don't see my work planner kind of, you know, glaring at me as per usual. This is again the Mega in the sunshine yellow color. It's got 215 notes pages. I have this in a clear cover from Hobonichi, and I've trimmed the back so that it fits in a little bit better. So I trimmed the top and the bottom, and yeah, that just slides here in the back. Okay, so I think my last update video, I kind of got us through January, so I'm going to pick up around February and work our way through. I have definitely inspired on kind of like the collaging style that you see in a lot of traveler's notebooks. I think I've come to realize that traveler's notebooks for me is all about the aesthetics of it, and that's easily recreatable in any planner. So I'm just, you know, playing around with my style a little bit. I've got, you know, more stuffed pockets and washi tape kind of all over in a little bit of a different way. These are from Midori, by the way. In the front here, I just keep a variety of sticky notes just for ongoing lists and things like that. This is sort of like my inbox. From here, we've got the year at a glance, and I use this to track travel. If I'm traveling for work, traveling for vacation, if I'm back home, if my husband's traveling for work, just so I've got a good little recap of that at the end of the year. I'm still using this spread as my workout tracker, and I have been like way off my workout game. I need to do like a hard reset. I don't know, maybe like 30 days of walking or something. How do you guys reset if you're just like not moving your body? But anyway, still like this as a tracker, but not tracking very well. All right, so this was my month of January. I drew in some little doodles, stamped out a word of the year. I went back to kind of crossing the months out. This feels really cluttered to me, but it is very satisfying to do this throughout the month, so I go back and forth with it. February was really bland. I used Tombow dual brush pens to mark travel, running to-do list for anything I need to do, and then any sort of event or appointment I kind of write in. I've been adding more memories in retrospectively because I want these to be a really good snapshot for me to flip through at the end of the year. So here's my current month. Again, used a Tombow to mark some travel and pulled in a couple stickers. These are from Randy.plans just because they help draw my eyes to things a little bit quicker, and adding in like more memories, like it's like my VDS package delivered on the 16th, so I wrote that in so I can kind of remember more so than just my appointments. But this is what I use as my future log. Added in a little bit of a sketch for March. This is an image someone had taken. I don't remember where, it's somewhere in Japan, but I like the image, so I was like, let me try and recreate that. So yeah, that's my March. Again, I do pre-plan in here, so any future event and appointment just gets written in. If it gets canceled, I just cross it out. I don't usually have that many appointments, so it's not that big of a deal one way or the other. Okay, so let me flip back to February and we will start there. If you have not seen my Hobonichi weeks, I basically use the same layout every week. I draw a line approximately down the center in pencil. This left-hand column I reserved for all-day events and appointments. This column is for date-specific tasks and notes. I do a couple highlights of the day, a habit tracker, and then a running to-do list from the week. One of the changes I made this year that I'm very glad I did is I used to just write this page range, so I bullet journal in the back of my Mega, and I am a huge proponent of the daily log. So all that happens in the back, but I use these weekly spreads as more of a dashboard for pre-planning. So I kind of glance here at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, but most of my time is spent in the notes pages at the back. So I'm actually threading the specific page that my daily log is on, just writing it down here so I can see the full picture a little bit faster. So if I want to remember, okay, Lunar New Year's was the first, that is on page 48, and I can flip directly back to 48 and see those details a little bit faster versus being like I have a range of pages, it's somewhere in between. This sticker is from the Coffee Monsters Co, and this one is from Happy Dea. And I do all my writing using a fountain pen. This is the Pilot Vanishing Point, an extra fine inked with the Atramentis archive ink. I'll list that down below. It's my go-to because the ink dries quickly and I can highlight it. With a Tombow, it's also archive quality, and I do keep these long-term. Next spread was all about the Winter Olympics. It felt like we were watching the Olympics every single day. The stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co. We celebrated Valentine's Day early because I was traveling the next week. Super Bowl also happened to be this week, again using Tombow and like a purple color. This week was the first time I was like, I'm gonna try the collaging thing. This is an art form, like I am so bad at it, but I'm learning, I'm trying. But I really like how that turned out. Most of these washies are from Notebook Therapy. This sticker is from Sterling Ink. This washi is from Daiso, and I think Starstruck Paper Studios. That sounds wrong, but I can list them all down below. The sticker here is from Paper and Milk. This week was really minimal. It's actually one of my absolute favorites. We watched Wolf Children, which is an anime that's been out for a long time, but my husband and I have been really wanting to watch it, and there's a lot of flowers in that movie, so I ended up drawing that, kind of inspired from that, and I just used my 026 Tombow as sort of like my main highlight. I am seeing myself kind of scale back on character stickers, which really surprised me, and a lot more on like icon stickers or adding a doodle in here and there. This was my birthday week, and this is like the only week I went more than 2 days without touching this planner. Usually, even though I've been like playing with a bunch of other planners at the end of the day, I'd always kind of pick this up and backfill it in because I knew I would end up here back in it. But I think I went an entire week without this. I was like full on in a passport size Traveler's Company notebook. So it feels pretty bare, especially because it was my birthday week. But maybe I'll print a photo off and put that back in there just to kind of fill the space. This week is a little bit crazy. I drew something and I hated it, so I collaged over it. But as you can tell, I'm really into the warm colors this year. I think the big thing for me is my husband baked a loaf of bread and then we saw Batman, so good memories. This is the current week that I'm on, and no character stickers yet. I did a little collage from stuff from a bomb kuchen package that I ordered. Like all this was just on the outside, so I picked them up and glued them on and thought that was fun and easy way. I don't always want to have to doodle something every week, but I like having something in that corner now. I've just gotten used to it at this point. And next week, this is the last week of March. I set up my weeks on a monthly basis, so next week I will probably sit down and go through my monthly planning routine and start setting up all of my weeks for April. I did a monthly planning routine video back in December in this planner. If you're curious, I'd be happy to film another one. I got some feedback that one was a little bit hard to follow, so I could probably be a little bit more direct in my process, but I break in all of the weeks at the beginning of the month, so then I don't have to kind of set things up. Then it's just more like real time adding in events and appointments. All right, so the notes pages. This is the portion of my planner that I refer to as my bullet journal. I started the year with my vision board. These are my 7 goals for the year. And then 2-page index. Still using that a fair amount. If you saw my setup video, all of these habit trackers should look pretty familiar. I track my cycle, eating plant-based, cleaning tracker, monthly cleaning tracker, reading list, tax information, date log, things I need to remember for my husband, wish list. I've pretty much abandoned this at this point. This was a good idea in theory, but I'm not keeping up with it. Inventory, running shopping list, and check register, and package tracker. Yeah, still using all my habit trackers. I think that's one of the reasons I find myself back in this planner, is because all of these are exactly what I needed for the year, and now that they're all set up, it's just like easier to kind of stick with it. So okay, I am tabbing out the beginning of my months. These are tabs from the Coffee Monsters Co. I think they're in the warm autumn colorway in the like tiny Hobonichi size. The rest of my tabs are metal index clips. These are from Midori. This is in orange. This one is in silver. I get those off of Jet Pens. So let's start in February and we'll work our way up. I added a Pokemon Legends log for when I play, and February started down here. I did this tiger doodle inspired by art and foxes, and from here I daily log. So I just start with the date, I brained up my tasks, I reference my weekly to see what I need to do on each specific day to kind of fill this out, and then I will typically add in like highlights, notes, and memories throughout the day, a little bit of journaling, lettering, sketches. I try not to use more than 2 stickers per page just because I don't want things to bulk up. And I'm finding myself in general just kind of using less and less stickers throughout and doing more and more doodling, which is exactly what I was hoping I would end up doing this year. So that's been a good sign. Anytime I go stationery shopping, I'm now trying to like swatch whatever I buy right in my daily logs. I think it's a fun way of keeping track of them. I've got a collection for Iceland stuff. We're trying to book a trip there this summer. Got my first Coeco. That was a birthday present. So put that in. Been using a lot of these, oh gosh, I don't even remember the name of them. They're just like metallic gel pens. I have a silver, a bronze, and a gold. I'll list them down below. I think they're the Signo Broads, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I've been using a lot of those in my planner. They take a second to dry, but that is the month of February, and then we start March. Need to fill this log out. I dabbed it off even and I haven't done it. Here's one thing, I do get asked if these like chew up the pages. The ones that interact with the pen loop definitely like push in, and like this one happens to a lot, so I just reinforced it with some washi. I probably need to do similar on that one. More swatching. I absolutely love this spread. I always have like a favorite spread, and this is probably going to be a top contender for the year. Really into Traveler's Company still. They announced the April release, so I kind of drew the one I was thinking of getting. I don't know if I'm going to get it now, but I'm thinking about it. I got new washi tape. We stayed at an Airbnb. I like the furniture. One of our friends had their wedding reception, so I wrote a little bit about that. Pulled in a bunch of different colors, but I really like how this 2-page spread looks. Not my favorite coloring here, but more swatches from some shopping. It snowed down here. My husband made bread. We saw the Batman, just my thoughts on that. Collection to write down funny quotes from Drive to Survive Season 4. And here is my current week. So again, using that bronze gel pen that I like. Some washi from some packaging, some notes, things like that. I do all my planning in black pen, but I'm finding that I'm doing my journaling or adding in notes using other fountain pen inks, which is fun. I think it gives it like a good contrast. And it was raining yesterday, and I liked the scene outside of on our balcony. We have like an old bike sitting on there, so sketched that up. And I'm currently on page 66, so I'm making pretty good timing. I'm not supposed to start April until page 84. So I've got quite a few pages to get me through the rest of the month. So far I'm on track to comfortably get the year in the back of my Mega. If you're curious, I reserved 15 pages per month. In the back, I use the My 100 to keep track of any art I do in my planner. So if I sketch something either in my daily journal or in my planner, I will write down what it is, and then I use the checkbox as if I have digitized it. So sometimes I'll sketch something out and then I'll be like, let me try and do that on my iPad. So this is kind of where it is. Ideally, I'd like to digitize most of these. One of my goals this year is to open like a digital shop or something along that line, so I can, you know, share some things, because I get people that have let me know that they would like to put them in their planner as well. So just keeping track of that. I'm doing pretty good for 3 months into the year. And then in the back I have my tending list. This is the monthly plan insert from Shop SMPlans in the pocket size that I just glue in. I have not been using this. I think, unfortunately, having these in the back, I just totally forget about them. So I liked that I was using up these reference pages, because otherwise they just don't get used. But I either need to like add in my habit tracker, like check my tending list, so maybe I'll use these more, or I think next year I would put them, you know, where I start the month, so they're on the page that the tab is on. So I think I used removable Tombow mono adhesive, so I could probably pull them up if I really wanted to, but I do like having them all together. And then in the back I just have a pen test page. So yeah, that is my Hobonichi weeks. Mega, main planner, bullet journal, work planner, kind of all in one. Got a charm on here from Kuchan, by the way. And yeah, overall I'm very happy with it. I still love this cover. I love that there's no back pocket. This planner just, it fits everything I need in it very comfortably. And trying not to worry so much about running out of pages, and if it happens, I'll just use one of these supplement notebooks and I'll just keep it stored in a clear cover with it at the end of the year, so it's all together. And yeah, so hopefully you guys are excited to see more of this guy. If you are, let me know down below. If you bullet journal in a planner, I'd also be curious to know which planner you do that in versus just like a blank notebook. And if you've made it this long, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.